Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Communities with Purpose. I am your host, Laura Gonzalez from With Purpose Realty. So excited for today's guest, Jessie Medina. She is the founder and CEO of FEMX. Hi Jessie. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. I guess to kick it off, I wanted to start with some fun this or that questions. Are you up for it?
Sure.
Okay. This or that, beach or mountain?
Beach, 100%.
100%.
That's why I live here.
Okay, true. All right, Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Okay. Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram, 100%.
Yeah. Sushi or pizza?
Sushi.
Wow, you are like
I know what I like,
super
girl.
clear. Yeah. More want to get to know about everything that you've been working on. I met you about a year and a half ago, and you have just created so much for the community. So I'm very excited to ask you about that. What is a social entrepreneur, and why did you become one?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. When I was a little girl, I always knew that I wanted to create a business with a purpose, like with that social aspect, but I didn't know that it was called social entrepreneur, and it wasn't like a trendy thing at the time, but I always knew that whatever I ended up doing, I wanted to do for the community as well.
Yeah.
And a social entrepreneur, essentially what it is, it's you create a business that also takes care of a need in the community, or the planet. It has like an extra bottom line. It's not just for profit. FEMX actually stands for Female Empowerment Movement and Experiences. And when I started FEMX, we started doing events for women, to empower women and to create spaces for women. And one thing led to another, and we started doing more than just events. We started helping female entrepreneurs, and then eventually we needed a space to host these women, to help these entrepreneurs have an office, have a co-working space, and we opened FEMX. And FEMX is for everybody. It's not just for women. We welcome everybody because we're all about inclusivity. We're all about diversity. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows that everybody's welcome here. But it is a really feminine space, and it started with that mission to help women.
Well, now, can you expand on why so focused on women?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Actually, I come from a corporate background. So before I became an entrepreneur, I was a corporate executive, and I experienced a lot of sexual harassment towards the last months that I was in that company.
Wow.
And I was a high executive, so you would think I had all this power, and I've always been fierce. But actually, it's crazy the things that you go through and how intimidating it can be for women. And I started thinking, wow, if this is hard for me, how much harder it is for someone that has kids and they can't just leave their job, Or
Right.
I grew up in an abusive home when I was little. My mom experienced domestic abuse, and so my mom was really passionate too about creating things and opportunities for women. We're not against men. We're not about attacking anybody. We're about how can we create solutions. If women are not getting paid enough, how can we maybe create an event where we teach women how to pitch or how to ask for a raise, or where we show women how to start a business so they can be financially independent.
To your point about making it accessible, making it possible for women to ask for that raise, to start their own business. I think as women we have a lot of fear, right? Of, hey, am I qualified enough? I also come from a corporate background, so it's always like, do I have all the qualifications? So I think you highlighting that piece and empowering women is just so beautiful. So thank you for doing that.
Of course.
Jessie, so right now we are at FEMX quarters. FEMX is your parent company. Can you tell us more specifically about FEMX quarters?
Yeah, so we just opened in November,
Yay.
and we are a hybrid between a co-working and event space.
Okay.
We cater to the modern entrepreneur. So the modern entrepreneur doesn't just work on a desk. We host events, workshops, we meet with people, and so we wanted to create that space that was perfect for that.
Space, I know. Maybe for people watching, can they come check out the space for a tour? And
yeah, so we have a free day pass, what we call it. You can download it at femxquarters.com.
Okay.
Or you can literally just walk in and we'll do it for you, and we'll show you the space, and you can hang out for the day and check it out and connect with other people.
And then lastly, so you have done a lot to build community. You have done a lot to empower women specifically with your events for women empowerment. So what are some things that the community can maybe do for you?
Ooh, I never get asked that question. I think support. I am an entrepreneur, and it's always good to hear, whether it's if you love what we're doing and you leave us a review, or like if you just tell us, sometimes sending a message like, hey, what you're doing is great. It's good to have those reminders. And honestly, just even hearing his story. So if you've had a good experience with FEMX, just even saying that, like, hey, I love your brand, it helped me this way or that way. I love hearing those stories. It reminds me why I'm doing what I'm doing, especially in those tough days when you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do this, right?
I know.
So,
thank you. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We loved learning about you, FEMX, and FEMX Porters. And then for those of you watching out there, we're going to link below all the information and website for Jessie's co-working space and event space. But thanks again for watching. This is your host, Laura Gonzalez, bringing you communities with purpose. And stay tuned for our next episode.
That's us.